morning. Well, you guys are in for a treat today. As you can see, the handle is getting awfully hard to turn. So guess what? Crapper is full. And you guys are going to be here to watch the whole process get done, which actually isn't very bad at all. So here is our probably almost 5-month review on our Airhead composting toilet. Alright, so today we're just dealing with the solids tank. This right here is our liquid tank. It holds 2 gallons of urine. It does have a little sight glass that you can actually look and see the level. We have found out basically for 2 people full-time, it's about every other day. There was one time at the very beginning, I was using it and I went to check it and it was full. And I think we were like on day 4 or 3 on it. So we're just getting in the habit of changing it every other day, regardless if it has this much in it or it's this far from the top. It's just a good idea, kind of keeping your mental thing to just change it, dump it every other day, and then that way you should not have any accident. Well, we did our first video in our install of the toilet, and I believe that was around mid-April, and we said we were going to do one around 3 months. Well, time got away and we got other projects going on here on the off-grid property, and I actually kind of forgot about it. But here we are today. It is September 3rd, and yeah, it's time to dump it. We're going to give you kind of the pros and cons on it, and we're going to have my point of view of it, we're going to have Brenda's point of view of it, and at the end we'll let you know exactly how we feel about it. Yeah, let's I'm not going to go in super details with the camera here showing me dumping it. I might just do like a hyperlapse, clean it, maybe set a timer on my phone and kind of give you a rough idea how long it takes from start to finish to empty the solids tank. And we'll go from there. Alright, the first thing you do when you get ready to dump your solids, that you do remove the liquids tank. And it's just wing nuts that hold all of these things down. And then you have to disconnect the fan hose. Now there is a fan that constantly runs across the top of the bucket of the solids tank. It only requires 3 watts of power. You can barely hear it from the vent outside. And so there is a little screen where the air does draw through here, and I always check that. And see, you can see the dust in there. I'm actually going to just give that a rinse. And this is the main air draw that comes across, so you definitely want to keep this clean. So here's the little wing nuts that separate the top from the bottom of the solids tank. And I believe we are just a little bit over 4 weeks on this right now. It does vary. Sometimes we can go, 2.5, depending on, again, how much you use it. I do have a seasonal job that I work 410s at in town, so obviously I'm not using it a ton during that time frame, except on the weekends, of course. So obviously you'll get a longer period in between your dumps. Before you dump your solids tank, we do this the day before. So this is the coconut pith right here, and they all come in this condensed plastic bag, and you got to add water to it. So this turns into all of this, and it's just basically dehydrated coconut husks, and this is going to be your brand new stuff in your solids tank. So we like to get this ready the day before, because when you add water to it, you do want to let it evaporate, because moisture is your enemy in a composting toilet. So this has actually been sitting out for a couple days, and it's nice and dry, and that's the kind of consistency that you want. And this stuff really explodes once you add water to it. I mean, look at that. That's almost a half a 5-gallon bucket from just this little guy. So that's the one thing you got to keep in mind, that you know that you're going to do it the day before to get this ready. All right, guys, there you have it. So I did set it on hyperlapse. You got to figure about 8-9 minutes to detach everything, dump it, put the new stuff in, reattach everything. So it's 10 minutes or less. And like I said before, depending on how many people and usage, I'm going to say we're averaging about 4 weeks before you have to dump the solids tank, which isn't bad. Now, of course, there's different applications. We're in our little trailer, but as soon as our cabin is built, this is going to be going in our cabin. That's the neat thing about these. You could put these in a closet if you wanted to, anywhere, so long that you have able to hook up a battery and have the 3 watts to run the fan. But if you're using it for a cabin that you're only there, 20 days a year, you could probably disconnect the battery and just use the fan while you're there. But let's get down to the kind of the pros and cons of it. I'll give you my point of view. We'll get Brenda in here and get her point of view, and let you know what we really think about the Airhead composting toilet.
Okay, so Rich showed you how easy it is to clean out the toilet. And I've done it too, so don't think this is just a guy thing. I can do it too. It is really quite
Actually, it's the first time I've done it in a while.
Yeah.
I did it probably the first 2 or 3 times, and then she's done it since. And
yeah.
So, very easy.
It really is, yeah. And it fits in our space, so it works really well. Pros and cons. I get to start off on the pros and cons. And, a pro for us is that we are not constantly looking for a dump station. Where's the nearest dump station? Isn't going to be open, because in the wintertime around here, they aren't open. So it's super hard to find. And what's it going to cost? Is there going to be a huge line? So we don't have to think about that at all. A con, I have to say for me, is that I'm always super conscientious about how much I've used it. The urine catch. And it's only 2 gallons. And you'd be amazed how quickly that fills up. How many gin drinks have you had? But
2 gallons up fast.
On the serious side of that, though, it is something that is constantly on my mind. Okay, how many days has it been? Who else has been using it? And it's something that you really have to pay attention to, because once it's full, it just overflows, and then you've got another issue.
I did mention that our first week or so.
We pushed it. And
and it could have been disaster.
As our granddaughter says, that was a total fail.
Yeah, but we did fix that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Honestly, I guess my con, remember, there is no water to this. So I guess a con for me is that if you are using it full time, whether it's by yourself or multiple people, I think there's a little bit more maintenance, cleaning maintenance than a normal flushing toilet, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that water to help
Cleaning it out every time it flushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no flush.
So there's no flush. But you know what? The bottom line is, guys, we love it.
Yeah.
We love
That's
it.
really it. We don't have a lot of cons. We love it. The pros are, it's easy to use. It's easy to dump. I mean, we don't have to have water for it, so we don't have that as part of our water consumption because we're off grid.
We basically save at least 30 gallons a month in water by going this route. At least.
Truly, yeah.
And we don't have to worry about our black tank anymore.
Nope.
So, and again, we're obviously off grid, but we're also in a trailer, and we're going to be, sometime this winter heading out, and we're going to be on the road, and this is going to be super exciting because this will be our first time being like on the road with it and not have to find a dump station.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and we'll take you along for that ride as well.
Yeah.
But all in all, we love it. I would never go back to it. If we buy another trailer, we'll immediately put one in.
Right.
And this is the brand Airhead. This is what we tell all our friends. We were just talking to a neighbor about it. And it's like, okay, yep, I guess that's the one I'm getting.
You didn't see that in that time lapse, but he showed up just as I was dumping, and he's like, oh, well, can I watch? Can I see what the process is? And I'm like, sure.
Can I smell it?
Yeah, and he actually smelt it.
But that's the thing. I mean, there isn't a lot of smell to it.
Right.
So
yeah. So yes, we highly recommend it. It has so many versatile things to help you, whether you're an off-grid, trailer life, van life.
Yeah.
It works in so many different scenarios. So we highly recommend
2 thumbs up.
Airhead Composting Toilet. All right, so this is going to do it. Our review on the Airhead Composting Toilet. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel, The Off-Grid Couple, and because we're going to be doing all kinds of off-grid stuff. We've got this awesome off-grid kitchen. We're building a pizza oven, and we are totally off-grid, which makes everything so much harder, but we are having a blast. And guys, everyone that's subscribed to the Off-Grid Couple, we also have another channel that we actually started first, and it's called RB Outdoors NW. And we've been doing a lot of reviews, especially like the trailer and power and all kinds of stuff. So we're also going to put this on this channel too. So if you want to subscribe to that, that would be fantastic.